typing, and just last week I received a catalogue of horrific incidents in a school that starts with name-calling, but it goes a lot further than that. And with a report just being published yesterday by CNN, of all people, that says that in Europe, depending which country we're talking about, anything between a fifth and a third of
el serbio. Estos son los 11 de Erik ten Hag.
Un equipo que mantiene el 4-3-3 con dos modificaciones. Lateral izquierdo, Weber ingresa con el número 5, Maximilian, y por derecha adelante David Neres, el brasileño, con el 7. Son las dos modificaciones. Un equipo muy agresivo. Vamos a ver si mantiene la misma línea en la visita.
Ahí está el serbio, Dusan Tadic. Hoy en el triplete ofensivo con el danés Kasper Dolberg y con el brasileño David Neres. Cuando nos diga el árbitro inglés, nos arrancamos con este partido. Luce favorito, es cierto, el equipo holandés.
Y el técnico está pendiente de todo lo que pasa. El árbitro ya está listo.
Ahora.
There's no question about that. Well, it was Dolberg who was looking for a flick on the edge of the penalty area there, but it was well dealt with by Chikadinski. It's going to come out towards Daley Blind here, who tries to play the ball forward, but it was well charged down by Mantalos, who's over on this right-hand side starting the game. Dolberg from the throw, lifted forward by Daley Blind, who will go for the second ball, but Mantalos is there again and able to deal with it and win the free kick. Michael Oliver's seen the push in the back that was from Lasse Schöne. Interesting setup, of course, of the way that Ajax do like to line themselves up with that three just behind the lone striker Dolberg, who didn't start on match day 4. He was left on the bench, and Dusan Tadic played as the lone striker. Not tonight, of course. He's more in a supporting role tonight.
That's right. It's the first time in these 3 away games in the UEFA Champions League, John, that it hasn't been Tadic playing as the false nine, and false nine's rather an overused term for anyone who's under 6 foot and plays up front these days, but in his case it really was applicable, where now in Dolberg they do have, in inverted commas, a proper striker.
Well, that's a ball that's lifted all the way across field that was looking for Dusan Tadic. He gets it now from a second ball and knocks it down towards Blind, level with the edge of the penalty area, slides it inside to Tadic, tries to drive the ball across goal, and it was a really good piece of cover by the man coming across to put the ball behind from Aleph. It's a corner to Ajax. Inside 2 minutes here. Chance to get the ball into the penalty area. Well, you say a chance to get the ball into the penalty area. You've got 3 coming to take a short corner. Lasse Schöne then says to his younger teammates, time to make your way into the middle. David Neres it was who had come over, and Lasse Schöne will take the responsibility. Little slip as he actually runs up and then delivers towards the far post, and the header down, which was a free header from a very tight angle, was for De Ligt, but it was comfortable for the goalkeeper, who made a straightforward save, Vatelis Barkas, and Ike immediately looking to break at the other end, and they have 5 forward here. They were halfway inside the Ajax half, but they go back towards Chigrinsky, the Ukrainian, formerly with Barcelona. Much talk of him in the build-up to the game. He is such a recognisable figure, of course. Ball moved on here towards Mantalos again. Inside it goes towards Livaya. Towards Mantalos is on the outside, but the cutout was good from Lasse Schöne, who showed good experience and responsibility to get back and deal with the danger. 3 minutes in, match day live, the early kickoff. Ike against Ajax. Keep you fully in touch, of course, with what's happening in Moscow in the game between Cska and Viktoria Plzen of the Czech Republic. It's all about whether or not Ajax can book their place in the last 16 in this game. But at the moment they have some defending to do, with Rodrigo Gallo playing the ball across the midfield towards Aleph, helped on a little further by Bakakis. And Bakakis then looks up and has to play the ball back towards Chigrinsky to Okonomus, helps it forward towards halfway, where it's Rodrigo Gallo again, and then Okonomus will go back towards his goalkeeper Barkas, whose clearance was a little forced and a little hurried, and the ball is out of play as Erik ten Hag sits on the touchline making a few notes,
with an Ajax legend next to him in Aaron Winter.
He's done a few things in this game, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
The ball is back with Frankie de Jong, so widely talked about in European football circles this season, particularly. Explosive young midfield talent. Schöne helps the ball forward to David Neres down the right hand side of the field, trying to work in behind Michalis Bakakis, but can't get past the full-back, and Ike with the chance to come away with the ball themselves. That's exactly what they're trying to do, as the Yiannopoulos was trying to work his way down that left hand side, but was once again dealt with by Lasse Schöne, who's got deeper and deeper, hasn't he, over the last few years, and he's now the anchor man, almost a quarterback role for Ajax in that position.
Well, with passing like that, why not, hey?
Yeah, there was a time,
it still takes a heck of a free kick too.
That was a ball that was flicked on by Livaya, that was looking for Ponce. Well, it's behind for a corner for Ike. It's volley behind by De Ligt. A chance for Ike to throw some players forward here. Aleph is being joined by Chigrinsky, and Okonomus will make his way forward as well. The ball will be delivered from that left-hand side by Rodrigo Gallo into the centre of the goal mouth, and it was headed down and across goal, and it's half a chance, that, as it just fell towards Ezequiel Ponce. Free header for him, 6 or so metres out, just couldn't really get the contact he wanted, Andy Brassel.
Yeah, I think it was a better chance than he made it look, actually. Daley Blind didn't really see him coming there, snuck in behind him. Really good sight of goal. Of course, Ajax with 2 men on the post, so he would have had to get a lot of power on it to see it into the back of the net. But that's 2 good chances we've had from set pieces now. De Ligt, for that first one, 2 minutes in, I'm not sure he realised how much space he had. So some very good opportunities from the dead ball.
Ezequiel Ponce is 21 now. He moved to Roma from Argentinian football when he was just about to turn 18, and he arrived in a blaze of publicity and being the next big thing, and moving to Roma was such a big thing for him. The loan spells he's had, firstly in Spain at Granada and Lille in France, and now in Greece, it's still part of his learning curve. Is that where we're at with him at the moment, do you feel, Andy?
Well, you'd hope so, but they don't seem to be moves that are necessarily building him up for Roma. I guess you've got to wonder if he's really got any future there, because you'd want to think he would be moulded in the way that the club would want him to be conditioned for the future. But he's played 3 very, very different types of football in these last 3 seasons. Of course, you could argue that is part of a footballing education in itself.
A steep learning curve, I think, in the year he had in France. Didn't have the best of years at Lille, but probably wasn't the year to join Lille last season, was it?
Well, it sounded great at the beginning,
yeah,
when you were playing for Marcelo Bielsa.
And then it just started to go backwards and further backwards, and in the end, there was one stage where they were looking as though they were going to be relegated, and then they managed to claw their way away.
Yeah,
not so bad this year, by the way.
Yeah, Christophe Galtier did an incredible job to get them away from the bottom, and now propelling them towards the top of the table. Who knows, maybe we'll even see them in this competition next year.
Well, they were a name, of course, that had so many big nights in the Stade Métropole.
And in the Stade de France as well in this competition.
Of course. Ball flowed by Okonomou. Little flick on by Yiannopoulos. Taken down by David Neres, who controls and plays the ball inside, and on there tidily by Van der Beek. It's a decent ball down the outside, and the flag stays down here, and Dusan Tadic, low cross, left-footed. Chigrinsky using all the experience to play the ball behind. Dolberg it was who was closing in, but the big bearded long-haired figure with Dimitri Chigrinsky got there first. It's another Ajax corner, but it's a lively game, and it's very open, as we expected it to be. I want to reward their fans with a victory. That's exactly what they're going to try and do tonight. They are going right for Ajax's throat early on here, and Ajax themselves know only one way. A left-footed corner delivered by Lasse Schöne. Right round the back it goes again, and headed away towards Yiannopoulos, who clears the ball away up towards halfway. Headed back in by Mazraoui. Himself a scorer in the UEFA Champions League this season, Massa Mazraoui. Of course, there's no Nicolas Tagliafico tonight. He's ruled out through suspension. One who scored twice when the sides met earlier in the season. He was feeling there that from Yiannopoulos that he should have had a free kick. The referee just shook his head and let's play go on, because I have the ball and they're moving forward here through midfield. The ball delivered towards the right-hand side to Rodrigo Gallo, who's got a lovely serve on him. Right-footed cross into the middle. De Ligt clears the ball away up towards halfway. Little misjudgment on it from Bakakis, and it's helped across by Okonomou to Chigrinsky. Ike will start again, and we'll catch up with Rob.
Opening goal of the night in Moscow, Andy Brassel.
That's right, Cska take the lead, and again it's Nikola Vlasic with an important UEFA Champions League goal for his club from the penalty spot. It was a foul on Shenikov by Petrozella, no doubt about it. Referee pointed straight to the spot. Top corner from Vlasic, lovely penalty.